Mrs. Reynolds with Pink Cactus Studio, and I wanted to do some seasons paintings or artwork with you guys. So there's two options for your artwork. The first step is the same. The part that can be different is the step that you take after everything's dry. So the first option is to add collage to it once it's dry, and you tear off tiny little pieces of paper and glue them on. This takes a long time, but it is super fun and I love the way it turned out. The second option is to add a top layer of marker, crayon, colored pencil, something like that. It was super fun as well. It didn't take as long. I like the way it turned out. So here's the option using marker on top of your watercolor. Let's get started. The first thing you want to do is divide your paper up into 4 sections. A vertical line and a horizontal line will do the trick. And once you have your 4 sections, you'll be able to have your 4 seasons for spring, summer, winter, and fall. The next step you want to do is draw the tree trunks for each of these quadrants. Quadrants meaning 4. So for each one, you want to just add the tree trunk, and it's kind of like a long skinny J. And then you want to add these branches. And to do the branches, for this one, I'm just gonna make these squiggly lines that go out from the top of the tree trunk. I suggest 5, don't go too crazy. And you kind of want them to be in the direction of up. So they can wiggle, but you want them all to sort of be going up to the sky type situation. You don't really want them to be facing or pointing down. And then you can add little ones branching off the big ones. Don't worry if you've got these weird lines in between or if things get a little hairy, because we're gonna color them in here in a little bit. So don't worry about how they look. Just sort of get some branchy shapes going. And once you branch off the big branch, then they get a little bit skinnier from there. And if you wanna add more, add more. And then the next step is to color it in. And let me tell you, it takes a little bit of time, but it will be worth it. And then let's get into painting. So this is gonna be my spring tree, and I'm not gonna add any leaves to it yet because they haven't budded. So we'll add that at the end. And then of course you need your land, which touches the sky. The next one will be the summer tree, and we can keep the land nice and green, and then we'll add some green into the tree because the tree has already gotten its leaves during the summertime. So we want to go ahead and just paint those in there. You can start with one shade of green and then dapple in some different shades of green once you get that first layer done. And then your sky. This next one's gonna be our fall tree. And so for this one, I decided to do a brown for the grass because things are starting to dry up and get a little more brown and orange and yellow. And then for the tree, I'm gonna add some orange and then maybe dapple in some red. And then of course, paint your sky. This last one's going to be our winter tree. And again, the tree is not going to have any leaves because they fell off during fall. And then, so paint your sky. And then for the ground, I did like a gray. Now once it's dry, you want to add another layer on top of that watercolor just to give it a little more texture, a little more interest. And so what I decided to do was to tear off some tiny bits of paper and glue them onto each of the seasons. And of course for spring, lots of color. For summer, shades of green. And then for fall, some orange, yellow, and reds. And then of course for winter, lots of white. This takes a long time, but it was super fun. Another option for adding that second layer is to go on top with marker, colored pencil, crayon, things like that. And just add little texture-y type squiggles when the trees are nice and full, and then maybe little ovals and dots for when the trees are empty. Making sure to use a few different shades of each color just to give it a little more interest. thank you so much for arting with me today, and I hope you had a wonderful time. I'd love to see your artwork. Keep me posted with what you're making. Bye.